On the edge of an old yet beautiful town stood a worn-out but spacious house where 3 sisters lived. Once, this house had been full of happiness, but with time, jealousy and deprivation settled into its walls like dampness. The eldest sister was named Shazia, followed by Saba, and the youngest was Zari. Shazia and Saba were both bald from birth. Hair had never grown on their heads, and this absence had created a deep emptiness in their hearts. In contrast, Zari's hair was extraordinarily long, thick, and shiny, as if moonlight had spilled across the silence of night. Her hair touched the ground, and when she walked, it seemed like waves of silk flowed behind her. In childhood, the 3 sisters used to play together, but as time passed, love for Zari and Shazia's and Saba's hearts slowly turned into jealousy. Whenever village women passed by the house, they could not help praising Zari's hair. Someone would say, "Such hair belongs to princesses," while another would say, "God has blessed her with such a beautiful gift." These words sank into Shazia's and Saba's ears like poison. They kept smiling, but their hearts burned inside. Zari loved her sisters deeply. She often tried to keep her hair carefully managed, fearing that it might hurt her sisters' feelings. She made an effort not to leave her hair open in front of them, but how long can one hide a gift given by nature? One day, a fair was held in the village. Zari wore a simple dress and braided her hair, yet people were still drawn toward her. When Shazia and Saba witnessed this scene, a terrifying thought took shape in their minds. That night, while everyone was asleep, Shazia and Saba whispered to each other. Shazia said that it was these very hairs that made Zari different and superior to them. Saba replied bitterly that as long as these hairs existed, they would always be considered lesser. Both carried the same thought, yet neither had the courage to speak it aloud. Finally, Shazia uttered the sentence that changed their fate forever. She said that if Zari no longer had her hair, she would become just like them. After saying this, they looked at each other. Fear was in their eyes, but so was a strange sense of satisfaction. Over the next several days, they silently observed Zari, her hair, her smile, and with each passing day, jealousy grew deeper in their hearts. Zari began to sense a change in them, but she could not understand the storm raging within their souls. One night, a fierce storm arrived. Lightning cracked through the sky, and the wind rattled the doors violently. Shazia and Saba chose that very night to carry out their plan. Zari was in deep sleep. The 2 sisters quietly entered her room. In the dim glow of the oil lamp, Zari's hair lay spread across the floor. The scene looked like a magical dream, but Shazia's and Saba's hearts had turned to stone. Saba held a sharp pair of scissors in her hand. Her hands trembled, but Shazia held them firmly, giving her courage. As the scissors moved closer to the hair, an eerie cold air filled the room, yet jealousy had blinded them both. In moments, Zari's hair fell to the ground in strands. Zari moaned in her sleep, but did not wake up. Within moments, the hair that had defined her identity was reduced to a lifeless pile on the floor. When morning came, Zari's scream echoed throughout the house. Standing before the mirror, she could not recognize herself. Only short, uneven strands remained on her head. Tears streamed from her eyes, yet she did not scream further, nor did she accuse her sisters. Silently, she left the room, abandoned the house, and walked toward the forest. The forest was deep and mysterious. Zari sat beneath an ancient tree and cried until her heart felt lighter. At that moment, she saw an old woman whose eyes carried a strange glow. The woman asked Zari about her sorrow. Zari told her everything honestly. The old woman placed her hand on Zari's head and said that hair is only outward beauty. True strength lies within the heart. She gave Zari a trial, saying that if she did not abandon patience, courage, and truth, her fate could change. Zari nodded. She stayed in the forest for many days, endured hardships, yet no hatred entered her heart for anyone. Meanwhile, Shazia and Saba believed they had gained everything, but as days passed, peace slipped away from them. In their dreams, they began to see their shadows falling, and their heads felt even emptier and heavier. Finally, one day, Zari returned. Her hair had grown back, but it was not the same. It was neither very long nor striking. There was a quiet dignity on her face. When Shazia and Saba saw her, they lowered their eyes in shame. Zari took no revenge. She only said that jealousy takes everything away from a person, even their own happiness. From that day onward, silence remained in the house, but hatred did not. Shazia and Saba learned that instead of burning with envy over what is not written in one's destiny, enlarging the heart is the true beauty. And Zari learned that true power lies not in hair, but in patience and forgiveness.